Hi, I'm Trooper Smacka.
Hi, I'm Trooper Wellman,
Please stay tuned for a behind-the-scenes look at being a state trooper.
and together we can make a difference.
Here we are again, live at the 360 Vegas studios. We have Lieutenant Stunkel with Trooper Wellman. I do not drive as fast as I did before we started filming the Trooper Talk. Not only because of what we do for the Trooper Talk, but like I now, after talking and seeing shoes, Trooper Wellman and I, the big thing that we talk about is that when there's a picture of a fatality, that there's a shoe. Yeah. And so that shoe is the representative of somebody, right? And so I see those consequences. And so like when I drive my car and I'm like, okay, I'm going to drive a little faster, I now go, okay, I'm going to drive faster, and then there's, you know, what happens if something happens? And so, you know, you see it, you're on the road, right?
Right.
You see every day that somebody's breaking the law.
Yeah, and I mean, people aren't paying attention at the same time. They drive right by us in these marked vehicles with, you know, the spotlights and the emergency lights on top, and they fly right by us. So not only are they going too fast, but they're not paying attention to what they're doing either. And we've always said this, but it's true. Speed kills. A crash with someone going the speed limit versus someone going over the speed limit is going to be much more severe in regards to injuries. So people just need to slow down, and I have to tell myself to do it too. It's stressful when you're running late and you don't want to be late, but you're not going to arrive if you're speeding and you get into a bad crash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and top two leading contributing factors for Nevada's fatalities is speed and impairment. And unfortunately, it's always been speed and impairment. And so, I mean, I think that just speaks volume to slow down, you know, plan ahead, don't drive impaired, and we could prevent so many of our fatalities.
You know, people join law enforcement because someone in their family has passed away of a whatever crime it is, or, you know, whatever it is. And so, you know, it's sort of their dedication to that. And, you know, it makes them maybe for a better trooper, or, you know, whatever it might be. But, you know, we all have different passions inside. But to drive on the roadways, you have an inherent responsibility to drive according to the law.
Yeah, and you're right. You know, Sergeant Whitmarsh. I love to call him Trooper.
Yeah, you do.
Sergeant Whitmarsh. He definitely had that in his past, which motivated him to do what he does. And like you said, it makes him a better cop, and he has this passion for arresting DUIs because of it. And not all of us have that experience, but I definitely read this and I just think of my family. And I have to tell myself not to answer that text message or to slow down, because I want to get home to my family. Like you mentioned, my little ones, I have 3 boys, a husband, and I want to see them. I want my life to be as long as possible, and I have to remind myself to make good decisions when it comes to driving, because I have them in the back of my mind. And the same goes for motivating my troops to do the same. You know, we all want to get to that scene and help that person, that community member in need, and sometimes we do so too fast. And I have to tell, you know, my troops that I want them to get there safe and be able to help that person, but I also want them to get home to their families. Our boss, the major, does not want to have to make that phone call to their loved ones that they didn't get there safely. So I know that our community members all have someone, even if it's, you know, their pet that's waiting for them to get home at the end of their shift. There's someone waiting for them, and they need to make good decisions so they get home for those people.
Thank you so much. I can't thank you both enough for everything that you do, for, you know, obviously for the full support that you do for me, and for, you know, all that stuff. And so it's really wonderful, and I'm glad that we got to share you know, this episode together. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah,
finally
so
here.
finally.
And congratulations, Neil.
Thank
100
you so much.
is
100 episodes.
amazing. Yeah, it's a really big
All right,
deal.
so the last and final thing is we're just going to look at that camera, and we're going to give a final wave, and that's it. The episode is over. Ready?
All right.
All right, thank you again. Bye-bye.